Getting ready for this Melonheads Tigers matchup. Melonheads to the left of your screen. Tigers to the right. No, Tigers. Pirates.
I'll turn the game
Top of the screen messed me up a bit. We do have it starting for, I believe, the Melonheads. They get the first crack at the top of the first end. The first ones to play here in this recording. Jeter takes a couple of balls to start things off. Third pitch lined into left center, gets to the corner of the trailer. It will be a leadoff single. Ball is bobbled, but Jeter will not be able to advance to second on it. He does get the leadoff single, however, to kick things off.
Checking to see the catcher is, it's Vladimir Guerrero, KO tool. Oh wow, 100
Wolf
mile.
at shortstop.
100 mile
This
per hour
could be a
throw.
double play ball, but the second baseman is out of position. Does get the out at first, but avoids what would have been a nasty double play. On the AI side, a bit of a yike spot here for the Pirates. Jeter's gotten a leadoff double.
That was a really good pitch to Sally for a JY. But one contact moment.
AI Wolf let down a bunt. They get the out at first. However, that means any deep fly ball will easily score Jeter. And, well, speaking of, it's Dobbs. We got action on the other side as well. So, offensive situation in both sides of the top of the first. For the Melonheads in the run scoring potential situation, they've got runners on the corners, one out. They send Dobbs to second. They're going to get it safely. Aaron Donato, the center fielder. Cleanup hitter. This might be a sac fly. Wolf heads home and will be safe. It is a sacrifice fly from the cleanup hitter. Melonheads on the board first. 1-0. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Pirates trying to keep the IA run off the board. That may have been a bad decision, and it was. They threw home instead of throwing to first, and that's cost them a run on the AI side. It's now 1 to -1 in the top of the first. Trying to chase that ball down in left field. Could get the out at second. Does. So they'll minimize the damage. But it is now 1 to -1 in favor of the Melonheads. Both teams, again, will have a full 18 outs on both pitching and hitting to work with. This year, the 6th inning is available for both teams on the bottom side. No more multiplier. No more extra math that'll be even been there, but the Pirates down by 2 early. Nagasawa got a good piece of one. It is going to be fair off the wall. It'll only be a single for the Pirates, who are already at 1 out in the bottom of the first, trying to get runs back. Chico Papas, who had a homer last week, looking to take advantage. On the other side, bases will be loaded with 2 outs in the top of the first. So the Melonheads, before leaving the top of the first, might extend the lead past 2. Barbara Jones will attempt to get things underway here further in the offensive category. That is good contact into shallow right. It is bobbled by the second baseman. 1 run will score. More action in shallow right. 2 will score. Barbara Jones takes advantage of a defensive miscue to make it 3 to -1, still on the top of the first. Brings up Sizemore. Now threatening a double steal. course, with 2 outs, don't have to worry that double play can run on the first hit of contact. As the Melonheads full out in front here in this match of the week for week 2. Trying to put things away here early. Sizemore might get walked. It's 3-0 to the catcher. We'll take one above the zone. Interesting situation where there was not an infield fly called on the other side. There was only, I believe, 1 runner on base, so it could not be called. Oh, bases are loaded. So that was popped up with 1 out. Runners at first, second, and no infield fly was called and got away with it for the Pirates. They loaded the bases for Sean Green. They're trying to get runs to keep up on the other side. Now down by 3 to -1, 4-run deficit.
Here, Nate's gonna take over for me because my mic is being crappy.
Brent's moved the machine forward. He's moved the train forward for the Melonheads. It brings up George Coleman, the Kenny Kawagachi kid-alike. And the run will score on an out by Green. So that takes the -1 off the board, back to just 3-0. That'll bring up K. O'Toole in the bottom of the first, trying to find a way to put the Pirates back into the positive column. That one's going to end up foul. Going on the other side, bases loaded, 2-2 count. Fouls it off. Coleman is the 9th round eligible power-up, but no power-ups able to get here in the top of the first. And it looks like he is going to be out at first. And that ends the inning, but not before the Melonheads take at the time of halfway through the first, a 3 to -1 advantage. Now currently sitting at 3-0. K. O'Toole trying to cut some of that lead down. Full count. Runners in second and third not going here. It won't matter. It's ball 4 anyways, but didn't send the runners there on 3 and 2 at 2 outs. Very interesting. Loads up the bases for Horace Young, the left fielder, who was 3 for 4 last week with an RBI. Both teams now in the bottom of the first. Coleman has thrown now 28 pitches in the first inning, is in danger of walking in a run on 4 pitches, and he has. Coleman running out of gas here in the first inning. The Pirates are in the positive run differential column. It's now 3-1 in favor of the Melonheads. And that will be popped up and out to Sally Dobbs. So they do get 2. That makes the point score from -1 to 1. And on the other side, we have had a big AI home run for the Pirates. It went over the left field fence. AI and all. Full power over the left field fence to score 2. And just like that, it's 1-1. So what was looking like a bad situation for the Pirates really early on, all of a sudden, they are in a tie ball game after 1 inning. Thanks to an AI home run at Tin Can Alley, of all places. It's both teams at the top of the second. There were 9 batters brought up in the first inning, so once again, Jeter will lead off for the visitors, followed by Kathy Wolf after that opening single. Still a chance to take the lead back here in the top of the second. That time, Jeter not forced out at second. He makes it safely. Duo count to Dobbs, who will take, and that one a strike. Top and inside. Probably wouldn't have wanted to swing at that one anyway with the one contact. Could load the bases for the cleanup hitter here.
There goes Ricky Johnson. Fan favorite for some.
All right, we got our second commentator back on the call. Welcome, Nate Tastic.
Welcome,
we got
welcome.
already, as you can see, a back and forth game here. At one point, it was 3 to -1, and now it's all of a sudden it's 1-all again. Donato with the bases loaded and no outs.
Wow, that was really lucky for JY right there.
Yeah, everyone's going to be safe for the Melonheads here. They get the lead back. It's now 2-1. Bases still loaded. Still no outs for Uma Morris.
Interesting, JY checking the settings after that play.
And on the other side, Chico Pappas has loaded the bases for Perry Marks. We've got 2 bases loaded situations in the second inning. That one may not go too well for Marks. Bobbled! I mean, it got away! That's going to score 2.
Sometimes this game has crazy stuff and you got to capitalize it.
Well, he's done a fair job of that. From what was 3 to -1, he now has a 3-2 lead. John Green got a good piece of that one. That is going to end up on the boxes. That'll score at least 1.
Now the offenses are starting to get their rhythm in the second inning.
Yeah, usually you would think 0-3 is the more defensive game compared to 0-1, but here in the Outlaw League, offense, bright and early, even on the AI sides, both teams have at least a run.
Yeah, Tin Can Alley can give up some high scores because it's kind of like arena football but baseball.
I'd also like to note this is the 3rd Tin Can Alley game this year. The first was a loss for the Pirates. They lost to the Wombats 10-7. The second game, which was held in week 2, the Monsters beat the Giants 12-5. And now, once again, we're tied up at 5-all. Jones got a bonk on the right side of the screen. That'll score another and break up the tie for now. 6-5. And the Pirates are done in the second inning. They can't score anymore. Melonheads still no outs. They are now 3 outs to the good over the Pirates. And they have a lead as well by a point. So even though they lost the lead for a bit, Melonheads back out in front and with outs to spare. Go to third in time. Jones will have to lug out to avoid what will be a costly double play there. Brings up Coleman, who does have the power up. He's the 9th round pick. He can use the crazy bunt. Oh, no!
Ricky!
Oh, that's a heartbreaker. right to Ricky Johnson. It does bring up Jeter with 2 in score position, but that was not what he's home for, and he does not get a second. To try and get redemption on later, he's gonna have to try for another power up later. That is absolutely brutal.
Yeah, all hitting power-ups are only one use in the 03 League.
He's gonna have to try and find another one later. Jeter is gonna get at least 1 run in, it looks like here. Sizemore will have to stay at third, but gets the lead back up to 2. And that will bring up Wolf, who's got a pair of singles. That first one doesn't really count, I'd say. It was a force out, so trying to avoid that, as you see, with the preemptive steal. That's not going to work, and that's going to take away, I believe, his hit and running ability for Jeter as well in this at-bat.
That is correct.
Well, that is going to hurt him quite a bit. Now we switch. Now we have the correct orientation, I believe. I understand the alphabetical reasons, but it is nice that we now have away on the left and home field on the right as the top of the second ends for the Melonheads. It was a good inning. They got the lead once again by a couple. Now they're going to have to try and prevent more runs from being scored. He gave up 2 last inning on a ball that left the yard in Tin Can Alley's left field, of all places. Even then, that's weird. You would think a home run would go to right field where you have more room to get it over that wall.
Yeah, if it gets high enough on the left field wall, it can go over there, and that's sometimes where it gets over the most.
Pirates aren't really putting together much offense here. They got a pair of outs already in the third. So down by 2 outs to the Melonheads, and down by a couple points, 7-2. 7-5. 2-point difference. Nagasawa's going to have to try and leg this one out at first. It got away, and it's rebounded. That's where those buckets are placed for that defense on the first base side. Got the out. I believe that's a 1-2-3 inning. And the Pirates unable to add anything in the third. Melonheads have a chance to add some deeply valued insurance. Dobbs is going to put one up on the trailer to lead things off. Just didn't fall over, which could have given a triple.
Yeah, that trailer has a mind of its own sometimes.
Because it looked like it was hanging off. The only thing that was holding that thing up was prayers, but apparently those lasted long enough. And there's nothing there that Dobbs could have done about that to run on. One away. Good news for the Pirates is they got a juice pop for Wayne Kwan. That is well hit. It is not going to leave the facility. Sally Dobbs will score. What on earth was that throw? Free base for Morris. Whatever it is. 8-5.
Got some butterfingers there.
Pirates overplaying their hand here. They're already down to just 9 outs left. The Melonheads got 11. And they're currently up by 3. So definitely the Melonheads, the favored team right now. Tried to fool the AI there on the right side. Didn't work out so well. Dobbs eventually able to come up with it. 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. It's that big second inning, but now unable to really put together much offense. 4 consecutive outs. And think about the last out of the second. That's 5 consecutive. As Morris beats the throw over there on the left side to third. And that's just unfortunate. Lined right to the shortstop. Nothing you could do over at second. Marks can even get that out of foul territory, out of play. Green hoping for a bonk. It's instead 7 consecutive outs and 2 straight scoreless innings for the Pirates offense when they least needed them. Pirates in danger of falling to 0-2 with 2 straight losses at home to start the campaign. Luckily for them, they got 2 innings. They don't have 1 anymore. They have the full 6 inning now to play with. They're running out of time. Nagasawa got an insane piece of 1 on the AI side. It's only going to end up being for 60 feet, I believe. Going to try and pull it to second, and, well, that didn't work. Got some help from the eye there. As both teams pitching here. Currently, 8-5. Melonheads do have the advantage of 3 outs to work with. A full extra half inning. As you can see, Coleman gets on base for the Melonheads, trying to add insurance to this 3-point lead. On the other side, Kale Toole, leadoff catcher. Was 1 for 4 in week 1. Back on her horse here in the second game. Gonna hope for that to drop in right field. No luck. Center fielder shifted over due to the trailer. Pulls it down. Pirates now with only 5 outs to spare.
Wonder when she
Horace
kind of
Young
get.
will look for better luck. And did get it past a gaggle of defenders over and left.
Wonder if some of the. I'm noticing a lot of pop-ups from George. I wonder if kind of once you have a few outs in a row, it starts to get into your head a little bit. Start to press.
Yeah, I told you, he went down. You have to end on an out in the second. And then I believe he went down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 the next 2 innings. That's 7 consecutive outs, even in a more defensive favorable league like 0-3 or 0-2. That's a pretty bad trend in the middle of the game. That's nearly half your out total. That's 7 out of 18 outs in a row. It's very hard to recover from such a move.
Part of it is also like if you end your one of your innings in a bad part of your lineup, you put you in a bad spot for the next inning, and trying to working your way out of that can be a little bit challenging sometimes.
He does have a couple of consecutive base runners for Ricky here. He's going to really need him here because the Melonheads are threatening to add insurance with 2 in scoring position for Wolf. Good chance the Melonheads cement their status as the top team in the Backyard League East with a 2-0 record. Wolf, however, took a wild cut at one. No one near the zone for an out.
Yeah, JY, are you swinging at that?
Meanwhile, Ricky able to take that one that could have ended up on the high and away corner to make it 2-2. And another excellent take to get the count full. A walk would load the bases. He's going to have to swing at that just to foul it off. Had to swing at that one. That was headed for the inside part of the plate. And Horace Young's not going to have a chance. Force out. As Dobbs for full count, trying to put one away on the boxes. corner. Had to fight that one off. Had to fight another one off right in the corner. Sean Green painting the zone. Not going to take chance of it. Going to go ahead and grounder it over to left field. That will score Coleman. Melonheads with the first scoring from out of these offenses in several minutes. As the Pirates pop out for a third consecutive inning of a 0. Now with only 3 outs left, the Melonheads have 8 and the lead. Make it 7 outs. They do end up out at first base. Back to 2 in scoring position for Uma Morris. They by far are the team out in front, not just in runs, but in outs left to spare. 7-3 and outs left to spare. And a current run score of 9-5, and it's about to get even bigger. Onto the trailer. That'll score 2. And that might be the finishing touches for the Detroit Melonheads to pull off the victory. Morris trying to get home before the rule comes in. Unable to. Has to go back to second. But gets into double digits on points. 11-5.
And really nice hit for Uma there of JY there.
Next week, Pirates go on the road to take on the Reds, who are 0-2. That could be a matchup between 2 0-2 squads trying to salvage the early part of their season. Meanwhile, the Melonheads continue their road trip at the Red Sox. That's a division team that currently would set to be a game behind them for the division lead early in the season if the current scores hold. Last call for the Pirates. They need an inning of near double digits to even have a chance at this point. Down by 6. Melonhead still with over 2 full innings of offensive production left to go. Boy, when that one popped in the perfect place by Tom. Runners on the corners for Jones, who has 3 singles. Melonhead's trying to get to a dozen through 4 innings. Once again, put in the perfect place. Make it 12-5. Bad grounder for Marks. Pappas will be safe at second, but Marks out at first. As the AI is going to allow the Melonheads another batter to come up here. Bases loaded once again for Coleman. No 9th round power for him to use. But it's looking like here that the game will be over regardless of what he does. Pirates, in crunch time, only have 5 points to the Melonheads' 11. As Green grounds it, he's going to try and run out first. Dobbs, not going to let that happen. The Pirates are down to their last out for K.O. Toole. As it stands, without any more AI run production, they need at least 7 runs to survive. And it's likely going to be a lot more than that. O'Toole did get a good piece of that one. It's going to hit the side of the trailer and bounce back in. 1 will score. Pappas heads home. It will be 2 RBIs on a single. And, of course, the Pirates can't know that they need a lot more than that, as it brings up Horace Young. Pirates, in fact, now have the same score they did last week at home. They had 7 runs last week and lost 10-7. This week, they also have 7 across, as the AI finally holds the Melonheads to 4 in the 4th. It's 12-7.
Oh, home
and that's
run.
A dinger for Horace Young. The Pirates do not go gentle on that good night. Both for the AI and for the player, it's been home runs at Tin Can Alley straight up over the walls for the Pirates.
Did not think that was going to be a home run.
Yeah, dead center field, deepest part of the facility. Now that brings up
Rare
Hardy,
center
who does not
field
have a base hit yet
TCA
this
homer.
season. 9th round pick, 0 for 6 for walk to keep the game alive. And that is going to be bobbled. Pirates still not done from production yet. Johnson fouls it off, 1-1. Possibly more insurance coming up in the 5th here for the Melonheads on the left side of the screen. It's the top of the order with Jeter leading off. Pirates down to what is likely their last strike. Put up in the air. Pitcher settles under it and ends that one. Pirates will end up with a score of 9, which seems will not be good enough to get them the victory. Melonheads currently have 12 with 2 innings of offense left to play. Probably just a couple more runs would be enough to seal the deal. Jeter puts it into the left field corner. It is caught off the fence. Thrown off the side of the trailer and can't get over to second at that angle. Had to go to third. Jeter with the double. Brings up Katie Wolf.
So it looks like unless some crazy shenanigans happen, JY will win this one.
I'd be safe to say that if they get even 2 more here, that's a 5-point difference with 6 outs left to get. I'd say that's pretty much all she wrote there. Be all enough to get the Melonheads up at 2-0. All the things that we need to get the Pirates to 0-2 on the year. Wolf puts it on the ground, caught over at third, not going to have a chance to throw the first. Fielder's choice, Wolf will be safe. Brings up Dobbs, who is 3 for 3. May very well put this beyond the reach of the AI to counter.
Sally Dobbs has been a good luck charm for many of coaches.
I believe there's something about her actually being the highest win share total in the league's history. And she is helping on to that by getting a team that's set to go 2-0. That one bouncing around and back on top of the boxes over in right field. I don't believe Dobbs is going to be able to score on this. Unless it drops, which it does. That is an inside the Parker for Sally Dobbs to get the Melonheads up to 15 to 9. And I believe Dobbs has just put the finishing touches and now might be able to make a run for Player of the Week with that home run.
In the words of CRK, that was some good RNG.
Yeah, bounced trailer down and then back upon the boxes. Donato's not had a banner season so far. 1 for 4, average of 285. Super Summer of the Year with a double. At this point, pretty much just has to hold down the fort in center field. And the throw will not be anywhere close to time. I think the center fielder and several of the defenders are getting gassed for the home team, and that's just going to make it even more lopsided.
Need some more juice boxes out there.
Well, at least the catcher's got enough to prevent any stolen bases. Good throw back over to second. Those low pitches, that'll always get you. That one looked like it was good the zone all the way, and then all of a sudden it's 2 baseballs underneath the zone. That should definitely hit the building. And all that did was waste stamina.
Now that AI looks like they just want to throw it on the ground.
I think they heard what happened. They only got down the other side, already down by 15. I think they know that. Despite that heroics of getting that 2-run home run in the bottom of the first, there's not really much left they can do. Oh. Jones hit it right over. This could actually be a double play. Just barely safe. He's avoided a double play twice now on these short. Oh, internet went down for a second. We're back.
Ooh, the AI or they were throwing the ball around, but the AI was stupid and got out at third.
Sorry for that. We're back online here. They do got a runner on first with knots, but again, this is the insane thing to think. Get the AI would be 6 runs. As Ricky Johnson ran on that, I don't know why he thought that was going to work. That's a double play. And guess who's up to take advantage of that double play? George Coleman will lead things off an undergrounder. The Melonheads trying for 20 points, need 5 more to get to that 20 mark after that 2-run shot in the bottom of the first. But Coleman will lead things off a double. I'm not sure he's going to have the RBIs to make a run at the player this week. Derek Jeter, though, is 5 for 5, trying to go 6 for 6. He will be successful in that, and he might have a second double. And he took forever to go on that. It's not going to matter. He'll be in there with plenty of time. Realistically, he might have been able to make third in hindsight.
Yeah, this AI is getting a little bit slow and tired.
What happens when you chase all those balls up on the trailer? You're running there for several seconds at a time. That's going to drain a lot of stamina. I mean, the second baseman doesn't even make a play on it, and the center fielder does not get it up on the first hop. At that point, that's pretty much all she wrote on it. Make it 17 to 9.
Now it's just, let's see how far JY can take this.
And you get Dobbs Player of the Week with another home run.
Triple away from the cycle.
Home run, 2 doubles, 2 singles. I believe she has at least 5 RBIs and maybe up to 7 or 8 at this point. And she might get another with Wolf here. Well, it's only a single, but it is another RBI and another case to be made for Dobbs getting Week 2's Player of the Week in 03's Backyard League. $18 to 9 now. Melonheads pretty much doing some stat work here for the future weeks. Donato's going to get that one down. Puts runners on first and second. Still no outs.
Sally trying to win
He couldn't
MVP.
have known by at this point he was already far out in front. Not taking any chances. Good rebound week for Morris. Morris was 0 for 3 last week, but this week 4 for 4 with a pair of doubles.
Uma can be kind of tricky sometimes.
Has a full count with no outs. Doubt the runners are going to go here. Swung away on it, but it's going to go pulled. Dobbs will head home. Make it 19-9. At this point, he's starting to look like he's going to try and set the season high score total. It currently sits at 26. The Brewers against the Diamondbacks this week put up 26 points. The Tigers also at 22 this week. The top point score in week 1 was the Hornets with 21. That's a company he's trying to join and surpass here now. No one at second to throw to. Bases loaded again at no outs. That might be the new goal. Not just beat the Pirates, but get past that 26-point total by the Brewers. He's 7 runs away from tying it.
I would prefer that he didn't do that.
It may not matter because Barbara Jones has got that in fair territory. That'll move everyone forward at least 60 feet. Morse is trying to go for 120 and will do so. And with still no outs, it's now 21 points for the visitors. Nate, I believe that season high total you just set may not be long for this earth.
As long as Jay White doesn't put up 88, I'm good.
Finally got the out. Runners on the corners for Coleman, who does not have a power up like he did to start this inning. Both now in scoring position there with the runners. And of course, after Coleman will come up Jeter, who is 6 for 6. Chance to get the out here at first. Got it.
Ooh, that was
Coleman,
close.
I'm not sure if he sprinted on that or not.
Don't think so, or if he did, he let up at the end.
Yeah, and it proved to be costly. This is his last chance to hit that record this week. He will at the top of the order to try and do so. Jeter would be the 26th run, the 24th point. Sizemore rounding third, headed for home. This will be 2 RBIs for Jeter, who has gone 7 for 7. Insane work done by him at the top of the lineup.
Definitely a batter of the week nomination for sure.
It was 3 for 4 last week, so that puts him this season at 10 for 11. And he'll get a stolen base as well. So he's already now, as long as he doesn't give up any runs in the bottom of the 6th, he's passed the Tigers for the current second highest score of week 2. Still one more game to come in. That will be the Bombers at Hornets. Still waiting on the Bombers score on that one. Right now, second for the week and the season, trying to get to number 1 in 03. Sally Dobbs, who is fighting for Player of the Week honors. Do it. Jeter is .24. He heads home. Dobbs, that 26th and tying point for the season high record, now over at first with the single. Donato would be the one to put him out in front in that margin. Ball 1. Donato got a very good piece of it. This might bounce onto the trailer. It did. It's not going to stay up there.
Oh, that's going to
But
be
the center
an
fielder
inside the
is
park
still
homer.
running after it. The right fielder is doing nothing. This is going to be a home run for Donato. And it looks like we're going to have a new 0-3 season record in points. The Melonheads have broken through and hit 27.
I am wondering though, with Sky's result not revealed yet, how long will this be the high score?
Oh, and 2 to Morris. If the inning ends here, it won't be any insurance left. He'll have 27. Giving up a run would put him back into a tie for that number 1 spot. Of course, the game is already over. It's now 27-9. At this point, he is just trying to set the record as we fast forward here to defensive play and gets the out against Wing Quan. The second one will be with Debbie Nagasawa, who is going to try and put this on the trailer. And does so. The record might not be done for yet. That's going to be at least 2, maybe 3. They're still tripping over themselves. That's a triple for Nagasawa. And the run to make the record at least a tie is back to just 60 feet away. Green popped that one up. Dropped it. Dobbs came in. Oh, they're going home! It got through! That's a brutal way to lose what would have been the sole record in points scored.
Now that's what we call a JY moment right there.
That's a heartbreaker. Yes, Chico Papa's down to the last strike, but that one, Jeter is going to have to try and find and not be able to. They are probably going to get him in a rundown. He'll win the game, but in hindsight, he was just a point away from setting the new record in the 0-3 League. Instead, he'll tie with Nate Tastic's Brewers for the Week 2 top score at 26 points. But he wins his matchup by far, 26-9 over the Pirates. He moves to 2-0 and takes full control over the Backyard League East Division. The Pirates, meanwhile, fall to 0-2 in the Backyard League West. Now going on a 3-week road trip to try and salvage the early part of their season. So, Nate Tastic, thoughts about this game? Looks like the Melonheads are going to be a team to be feared. They only put across 3 at Cement Gardens last week, the lowest points to win week 1, but they've come out firing on all cylinders this time.
Yeah, it's kind of the story of JY. He's won a championship before, but he does have some weeks where you're kind of scratching your head, and depends on which JY you get, but he's always a threat to win.
Yeah, and the Pirates down to 0-2. They're going to face another 0-2 team in the Reds next week as the start of a 3-week road trip. They're also going to be playing a very dangerous Hornets squad and another very dangerous Tiger squad in the 2 weeks after. And they get through that road trip in one piece, or is their season in real trouble already?
I think George will be okay. Just a rough start.
That was the match of the week. Final score: Melonheads tie the 2003 season 14 high total of 26, winning 26-9 over the Pirates. This has been Hero Z with Nate Tastic and directed by Itanium, who has hosted tonight's stream. We'll see you next time, whether it is for more RBBL action in the early stages of Season 14 or in the BBOL Season 6 playoffs. Good night, everybody.
Trying to raid Sky. Jibble wants me to raid. Maybe it was my phone.
I think it's just /raid.
I did just get mods, so maybe it's not like updated yet.
Let me see if I can do it. Oh, you got it. Or Dribble got it.